All right, LOG, we back with another recap, going over what we had last week. Um, we're gonna start with some game reviews. It's a lot. It's probably a lot to talk about in this recap for this previous week and the week before that. Since I'll try to get into what I can get into, but I did take last week off just to give things a chance to settle in. Some games had to be played and whatnot, but we're gonna start off with the SEC. Um, we're gonna start off with Bama, Georgia. Bama taking a win. Almost gave up his lead at the end of the game. Actually, you see the fourth quarter comeback from Georgia, 22 in the fourth, after being down a shit ton of points. Um, yeah, Bama looked like he just controlled it a lot early on within the game. A lot of carries. Like I said, I felt like Bama would take the win a few weeks ago when we were going over this game. I felt like he would take the win if he just took care of the ball, and it looks like he did just that between four different ball carriers. Quarterback did put up 200 pass yards, 2 touchdowns. He did turn it over just a little bit, but on the other hand, we got Georgia with 4 turnovers, just interceptions alone. Um, yeah, so not really much of a good day for him. Was able to get some pressure, but yeah, Bama with the win, man. I like the Bama a lot. Going into our next game, we're gonna stay in the SEC. We have Florida and Tennessee. Um, oh, that's the wrong game graphic. Florida, Tennessee. Not much I can really say about this one. Uh, Tennessee just not really getting anything going for himself. All this year, as I've been scouting, I've noticed Tennessee has a tendency to just, like overly run the ball. And so maybe Florida made this game a little bit uncomfortable for him. Once he took the lead, it seems. I mean, once you go up in the game, you're not really looking to run the ball as much. But this was headlined by Jules Goff, 23 carries, 135 yards, and 3 touchdowns, wheeling his team to a victory. He was able to get some pressure back, 4 sacks, and obviously he turned the ball over. He forced some turnovers and a dominant win over Tennessee. Then we're gonna head over to the ACC for. We're gonna head over to the ACC for SMU and Georgia Tech. I mean, like I said, not much to talk about within this game. It was just a dominant blowout on the road from SMU. I actually had SMU spread. And he covered for me. Just bad overall game for Georgia Tech offense. 4 turnovers. He was able to run the ball a little bit with Heisman candidate by him, but other than that, like I said, not really too much going on for him. And it's for SMU. 3 touchdowns for Varner, 250 yards, and McFall. He's a big staple for Robo's offense last year. 9 carries, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, and obviously, Kubi had it going on with the turnovers and creating some havoc for Tufts. So as for the headliner, what I saw as the headliner, we had one versus two. We had NC State versus Louisville. Um, Jaren Kial Saga Polu Telly. That's a hell of a name. 369 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was my player of the week for this recent week. He had 3 total touchdowns, and that late game drive that got the win for Louisville in the end, setting him up for a field goal. 330 yards for Weston Bryan, NC State, but too many turnovers to overcome. He had it going on the ground. Maybe Louisville needs to tighten up the run game a little bit, and as well as the pass game. Yeah, pretty tough loss for NC State, but other than that, I mean, it happens, man. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. And so going into this week, we have week 13, aka rivalry week, starting off with the number one game, USC versus Notre Dame. USC is under some turmoil, specifically for his unethical efforts, some may say stat padding in the recent game against the CPU. 80 points scored, but yeah, I have no doubt that he'll be able to do what he can without his two guys. They have 2 game suspensions. Next game we have G Tech versus Georgia. Um, I think this could be a pretty close game, but I mean honestly, uh, I may have to go with Georgia on this one. Just going home team. And Georgia Tech obviously he has to bounce back from last week. That wasn't a pretty game for him. But yeah, Keys definitely want to take care of the ball in this one, Georgia. And same for Georgia Tech, man. I mean, like you guys just you gotta do better offensively. Next game, again, TAMU, Texas A&M. I think I'm leaning Texas on this one. I just think he has a lot more to play for. Definitely want to try to keep himself in the playoff picture. But Texas A&M has surprised and he has covered spreads in recent weeks. The spread is at 15 and a half. So I mean, it's not insane, but I expect Texas to probably just make it a lot harder for him to do what he has to do in game. In my next game, we have NC State versus UNC. Um, Again, another bounce back spot for NC State. I think he needs this win a lot more. He can't go on a 2 game skid going into the playoffs, especially losing to lower ranked North Carolina. So I'm going with NC State on this one. We have the legendary rivalry OSU versus Michigan. I uh, I, I can't really say. I want to say Ohio State is going to take this one. I wouldn't doubt Trav though. Travis played pretty tough in usual games maybe over the past season, and they're both 10-1. So this is a really tough game for both teams, and hopefully somebody can get a convincing win. And my game of the week is Auburn versus Bama. I think spread is at, I want to say 12 points. It's 11 and a half. Okay. Spread at 11 and a half points. Yeah, again, Keys definitely want to take care of the ball, Bama. Auburn, you gotta make it uncomfortable for Bama on at home. Make it really uncomfortable for him while he's home. And just force him to just play a different type of game. And so we will go into conference standings. Want to take a look at everything. So it looks like starting off at the top, Louisville versus Miami was my initial prediction. I meant it was sorry, it wasn't my initial prediction. I had Miami auto locked within, and the winner of Louisville and NC State will obviously move on to playing Miami, being as though only one would have a loss. So now we have Louisville and Miami. Pretty sure that's the ACC championship game locked. These two have CPU games remaining, so I mean, honestly, not expecting much change within that. Moving on to the Big 12, again, still some uncertainty within the Big 12. It's looking like Utah Baylor right now, but I'm honestly I'm not sure how the game algorithm is gonna do its thing. Coming down to the Big 10, it looks like Oregon after the bye had fell out of the 2 spot to play against me. So I mean, I honestly don't think USC is gonna withhold right here. I actually think it's gonna be Burt that's gonna move on, but I'm not too sure. It's a little weird up top right here. I just know I'm in, so I'm just waiting to see who I'm gonna play. Honestly, between one of these 5 guys, go down to the SEC. It's looking like Florida is in for sure. I think he has a CPU game this week as well. Yeah, he has Florida State in a rivalry week, so it's looking like Florida, and then we'll get a number 2. Probably out of these guys, Texas probably okay. Texas has TMU, right? Bama Auburn. Okay, so that like I said, that's the game of the week for sure. Bama Auburn is game of the week. Winner probably has the best chance to go into the conference championship because I think Texas lost to Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we honestly got to see. And actually, Bama may be like more. Bama may have more pressure, being as though he was in the two spot maybe 2 weeks ago and just had to take that forced loss. Um, but yeah, I have no doubt that he will be able to bounce back and honestly keep hold of this bracket spot. Let's go and take a look at it. So we have some matchups forming. I'm pretty sure Louisville is going to hold on to the one seed. And we have Florida, Ohio State right here looking like a good matchup. Somebody's going to move down probably out of that spot between Michigan and Ohio State. Somebody's going to move up. Somebody's going to move down. Um, I know it's pretty much locked up at the top. Louisville, Indy. I think Nebraska is locked into his spot, and then Miami and Louisville will play for one of those last spots in the championship game. It could all change actually. I'm just not even gonna say they're locks. Somebody's gonna move up, somebody's gonna move down for sure. But looking at some matchups, Utah Michigan doesn't really look exciting. Bama NC State looks pretty good. Florida Ohio State could be something. Could be a game. And Tulane has been a shocker this last year. And so I mean, upsets could happen. You never know. We'll wait to see what it looks like after this little week break that we have, and get right back to it going after the little Christmas break we got coming up. But I'm about to hop into this game against Purdue, man. We'll see y'all next week.